Since I've gotten the XS10, I've been using the 16.2.8 as my wide-angle prime lens, and I really do like the lens. It's really small and lightweight. 2.8 has a pretty decent background, as you can see from here. It's nothing spectacular, but it's good. As far as I'm concerned, for the price and the weight, it's done a really good job as far as what I needed to do. I primarily use it just as a lens to capture life's moments, vlog with, and things like that. But when I saw that the new lens has been announced, with this Viltrox 13mm 1.4, it's been kind of rumored for a while, then it's been put on hold forever. But it finally became available to order. I decided to go ahead and give it a try, even though I don't know how interested I was in it at all, because, like I say, I already have the 16.2.8. It does good. This lens is quite a bit heavier, and of course I'll incur extra costs on top of what I already have in the 16.2.8. But I wanted to give it a shot because these days, if you don't get on board earlier with something and at least try it out early, it might be on back order forever. So I wanted to try it out, and I got it in today, and I'm going to stick it on the camera right now, and we're going to see what it looks like. Okay, and here's what the Viltrox 13mm 1.4 looks like at 1.4. Had to put an ND filter on there, have it at 5 stops, and still had to boost my shutter speed up just a little bit to get the correct exposure, because 1.4 is really fast and lets a lot of light in, which is what gives you a nice blurry background. And I can see kind of in the picture there, it's nice and blurry. It's definitely noticeably wider than the 16.2.8. This is about 24 millimeters full frame equivalent, and the 13mm is about 20 millimeters full frame equivalent. And I do like that field of view. When I use my Sony cameras, I use a 20mm 1.8, and I think that's like the perfect focal length for shots like this and vlogging and things that I use this type of lens for. So anyway, we're gonna kind of take a little test spin around the backyard here, take a few pictures, do a little stabilization test, and we'll get back with you in a minute and let you know what I think, initial thoughts. See you in a minute. Obviously, one of the reasons you'd get a 13mm lens for the Fuji is for vlogging and video. And sometimes the wider field of view for vlogging doesn't work out too good to get those wavy corners, and it doesn't look that good at all. So I want to take a couple of laps around the pool and see what the stabilization is like on the 13mm Viltrox. Now, this is going to be a little bit heavier lens, obviously, than 16.2.8, but just by first looks, it's not going to be that bad. I mean, you see people rolling around with like a Sony 16-35 2.8. It's going to be way lighter than that, so don't worry about the weight of it so much. I mean, unless you're going to be walking around just like this all day long for an extended period of time, then it might be maybe a little bit too heavy. But for the most part, I think it's going to be a really nice lens for vlogging, and you can see the background. It's looking nice, I think. But the question is how that stabilization had this lens, the Viltrox 13 1.4 in my hands for about 10 minutes now. Taking just a few little quick videos. Took a couple laps around the pool just to check it out a little bit. Took a few pictures just around the backyard. Nothing special. And well, I gotta tell you, I think this one's going to be a winner. I think that there's no way that I'm going to be able to send this one back after testing it just for a little bit. Now again, I need to go and take a look at everything before I can really say that. But just from what I've seen in the viewfinder, just by looking at the picture in the screen here, man, it is a really nice lens. And I thought it was going to be way too heavy to use on the XS10, but it really does balance pretty nicely because the XS10 has that bigger grip. So I think it fits on there well and balances nicely, and it's something that would be comfortable to use on the XS10. As far as the size of it goes, it's really about the same size really as a 16 to 80. If you're familiar with that lens, that's what I use as my standard zoom lens. It's about the same size as that lens. So anyway, I'm excited to get in there and look at the results and see what kind of pictures and what the video actually looks like on the computer. I think it's going to be a dynamite combo. If you if you want to see more videos like this, please leave a like and maybe hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.